Inside our Sportsnet LA studio, joined tonight by Jerry Hairston Jr. and David Vassay. Final show of 2024, guys. Been such a good year. Let's finish strong, all right?
It's been a great year, and it's going to be a great show heading into 2025.
Hey, Spicy Taco Tuesday tonight. I love it.
Whatever that means. Last week, the Dodgers signed free agent outfielder Michael Conforto to a one-year deal. The 31-year-old spent the last couple years playing for the rival Giants. After 7 seasons with the Mets, a career .251 hitter, 167 homers, including a career-high 33 in 2019. He was an All-Star in 2017, second-team All-MLB in 2020. He's played over 1,000 career games, all of them in the outfield, most of them coming in the corner outfield spots. And joining us right now is the Dodgers' newest outfielder. It is Michael Conforto. Michael, thank you for coming on with us. Welcome to Los Angeles. I want you to take us through this process. How did this deal come together with the Dodgers, and ultimately, what was it about this team, this organization, that made you want to choose them?
I mean, aside from watching a World Series this past couple months ago, the lineup, just the experience of the ballpark. I've played against the Dodgers my entire career, being in the National League, and just seeing the buzz and feeling the buzz in the ballpark, seeing all the names in the lineup. It's just a place that you want to be. I mean, the weather's perfect, the stadium's amazing. It just feels like classic baseball in the purest form. And this deal happened very fast and furious. I knew that the Dodgers had interest the past couple runs through free agency, but this one happened quick. Scott called me and he said Dodgers want to move fast. They're looking for a one-year deal, and kind of a chance for me to reset myself and have a little change of scenery. And I mean, I couldn't say no to playing in the lineup with a guy like Shohei, a guy like Mookie. I played against Freddie for so many years in the same division. Really have a lot of respect for those guys. I mean, really up and down the lineup. It's just going to be it's going to be a pleasure to be a part of it.
Michael, this is Jerry Hairston Jr. First and foremost, congratulations on being a show Dodger. You played in a big market before in New York. Then you went over to San Francisco. You had to wear the awful orange and black colors. Now you get a chance to wear the beautiful uniform of the Los Angeles Dodgers. How excited are you? You played in a great atmosphere with the Mets in New York. Now you get a chance to play a lot of games at Dodger Stadium. How excited are you to join this Dodger team?
I can't wait. I really can't. There's something special about, seeing that Dodger blue and again, the ballpark. I mean, the history there, those big speakers in center field, the buzz, especially, everybody noticed it last year. Every game was a sellout. I mean, it seemed like at least, the Shohei effect. And I mean, not that it wasn't before, but, you could just feel the buzz. And, so me and my family, I mean, the Dodgers have been great already. I mean, I've been signed with them for a week. They already sent a care package for my baby boy. He's turning 1 on Saturday. My wife's already got a bunch of Dodger gear. So, they're already taking care of us, and everything we've heard from guys that I've played with who've played for the Dodgers say it's just a, Class A organization. And, they say it's as show as it gets. So that's, that's kind of the reputation around the league, I guess I would say.
Hey, Michael, you've already mentioned a few different layers to the excitement of being with the Dodgers. Number one, the lineup. Do you feel like being part of this lineup makes you an even better hitter? And also, being able to get out of that ballpark in San Francisco, do you feel like liberated being out of that ballpark and playing 81 games at Dodger Stadium now?
Yeah, I mean, to play in that lineup, to just see where I, fit into that lineup and how I can contribute, with, such a stacked group of guys, is going to be really exciting. I mean, I don't think it can hurt. It obviously can't hurt. I'm going to be protected in any position that I'm in. So there's always going to be guys on base. There's going to be guys who play the game the right way. I mean, you have a superstar lineup that moves runners and takes the extra base. And, that's one of the things I noticed in the World Series this year was, they just played, the Dodgers played better baseball. It was two stacked lineups going up against each other, two superstar teams, and the team that played better baseball won. I think baseball players noticed that. And as far as getting out of Oracle, I mean, the numbers speak for themselves. It's, I kind of, think of myself as a gap-to-gap hitter, and obviously triples alley is a tough one to get, to hit it over the wall there. But I'm looking forward to great weather in Dodger Stadium, a fair ballpark, and, just a place that is a really fun place to play.
Hey, look what Teoscar Hernandez able to do once he was able to get out of Seattle. Michael, I want to ask you about your shoulders, because I was reading that you had surgery on both of your shoulders during your career, most recently the right shoulder early in 2022. You missed that season, and this is something Jerry's talked about, and we saw it with Cody Bellinger. When you have surgery as a left-handed hitter on your lead shoulder, it can take sometimes up to really 2 years plus to regain full strength in that shoulder. Now that you're entering your third season post-surgery, do you feel like you're at a point health-wise where you're really to take off more, because you're still a young guy and you can get back to those numbers that we saw in New York?
Absolutely. Yeah. And I expect to play at that level again. And I do think it takes longer than you think it will. You have to trick yourself and tell yourself that you're good to go and you're ready to play at the highest level every day. The first year back after surgery, 2023 was a tough one. Really just throwing the ball and, making sure I was ready to hit every day. But last year I did feel more like myself. No issues throwing the ball, really no issues, swinging the bat. And, I feel as strong as I ever have. And, like I'm that 24, 25-year-old, making all-star games and playing every day and throwing guys out. So, it's really not something that I think about now, being, almost 3 years removed from it. And I'm looking forward to working with the Dodgers. I mean, I hear they have the best strength program, some of the best people working in that medical staff. And, I think it's going to be a great match.
Michael, I've always admired multiple sport athletes, especially guys that did that in high school, college. Rumor has it you were a pretty good quarterback back in the day and safety. You played both sides of the ball, so you were Shohei Ohtani before Shohei Ohtani. Can you kind of tell the fans, do you bring that football-like attitude to playing every day in the big leagues?
Yeah, I don't know if I was a Shohei of high school football in Washington, but yeah, I love playing football. My dad was a football player. He played linebacker at Penn State. So I really, I thought I was going to play football growing up. I didn't really have the size for it, but yeah, I mean, I felt like it was really important for me to play multiple sports, to understand, just how to move athletically. As a quarterback, you have to know what everyone's doing. You're running the offense, and on the other side, playing safety, you just get to, fly around and make some hits and, have a little bit more fun on that side. But, I think it's really important, especially for kids growing up. I mean, I know there's, baseball, especially in this area, is year round, but, I think you really need to play multiple sports and just learn how to be an athlete. And I think that's another thing I notice on the Dodgers. It's just a group of athletes that play good baseball.
And they're the defending World Series champions, Michael. Your hunger for not having tasted what the Dodgers tasted last year, do you feel like the players that they may bring in that did not celebrate that World Series championship like yourself will be added to them trying to make a run for a back-to-back championship?
Absolutely. I mean, I know I can only speak for myself. I know that I want to be there, and that definitely played a role in my decision to sign with the Dodgers. I mean, you know, I went to the World Series and lost in my rookie season. And when you're in that, you know, you're 22 years old and you're, you know, leaving a World Series, you know, empty-handed, you think, okay, we'll get it next year. And then you miss out on it next year and you think, okay, we'll be back the year after that. But, you know, I guess it just helped me understand how hard it is to, you know, get to the World Series, let alone win it, let alone make the playoffs. And you know, that's something that the Dodgers, you know, continue to do. Their expectation is to win the World Series every single year. And, you know, that's something that I really want to be a part of.
Well, Michael Conforto, he's been to a Little League World Series, a College World Series, the Major League World Series, and hopefully he can get back to the World Series with the Dodgers in 2025. Michael, thank you so much for coming on with us. We look forward to catching up with you at spring training.
Thanks, Michael.
Can't wait. Excited. Thanks, guys.
All right, well, the Dodgers, they would love to have Teoscar Hernandez back next season. We'll talk about Teo in just a moment. But first, let's deal with what and who the Dodgers have in their outfield as of today. Jerry, you add Michael Conforto to Tommy Edman. You have Andy Pages, Chris Taylor, and James Outman. That's all you have on the 40-man roster right now because Mookie Betts is moving to shortstop. What do you think of that group in the outfield as of today?
Well, obviously, it's an experienced group outside of James Outman. And you got a guy like Michael Conforto, who we just talked to. He's a great athlete in himself. Pages is a great athlete as well. He's got a rocket of an arm. This group right now, Outman is the starting center fielder. You probably could put Pages in right, Conforto in left, and you have a pretty good, solid, everyday lineup. Taylor could play everywhere, and Outman could be another option as well. So I have a feeling they're going to add to this group. But make no mistake about it, this group can get it done as well.
Yeah, well, James Outman has a lot to prove. Nothing's going to be given to him. Right now, from my understanding, the Dodgers are planning on Tommy Edman being their center fielder. And whether or not they bring back Teoscar Hernandez, which it looks like, obviously, they're right there on the 10-yard line. But if for some reason they can't get a deal with Teoscar Hernandez, with or without him, the Dodgers believe in Andy Pages and believe that he's going to have a big part of their outfield and take a big leap this season. So you're looking at Conforto, Edman, and right now, Andy Pages.
Make no mistake about it. Obviously, we need Teoscar Hernandez. But you're right, Pages, and he showed a lot, especially in the postseason, especially for a young guy, was asked to kind of be in and out of the lineup. He didn't really lose a beat swinging the bat when missing a whole lot of time, so he certainly has a bright future.
All right, now to the latest on Teoscar Hernandez. Mark Feinsand from MLB.com says Teo is seeking a 3-year deal worth $22 to $24 million per year. DVU mentioned they're at maybe the 10-yard line. What's your level of confidence the Dodgers can get this one over the goal line and get a deal done to bring Teo back?
Like Andrew Friedman told us last week in Dallas, it should be easy. Teoscar wants to come back. The Dodgers want him back. Dave Roberts has been very public about that as well. My understanding is the Dodgers have met Teoscar Hernandez's want of a 3-year contract, and they have met those numbers that you just talked about, John. So what's the holdup? The Dodgers want him back. Is it a case where Teoscar's agent thought there was going to be a bidding war after Juan Soto signed, and that just hasn't come to fruition? In fact, the bidding war has been for guys like Max Fried and Alex Bregman. It hasn't materialized for Teoscar Hernandez, who's 33 years old. The Yankees just traded for Cody Bellinger. So it just feels like the best fit is Teoscar Hernandez. I don't see him going to the Reds. I know they would probably want him in that ballpark and to mentor Ellie De La Cruz, but it just feels like this deal is to be had, and it has been out there for about 2 weeks.
If the years were met and the numbers as far as the dollars have been met, the only thing I can think of is deferred money. I think that's the only issue. Maybe they're at a crossroad with deferred money, but I have a feeling if that's only the case, then I have a feeling they're going to get this done. Unless some team, let's say like the Blue Jays, come out of nowhere.
Or the Red Sox. The Red Sox are very much in the mix.
Or the Red Sox come out of nowhere. So you know what? This guy is a run producer. We can hit him second, third, fourth, or fifth. He's an absolutely game-changing type of bat. Let's say if I'm the Red Sox, especially with that green monster, Manny Ramirez had a lot of success there in Boston. So, but back to the Dodgers. I feel this is the perfect fit. You mentioned it, David, and John, you've mentioned it so many times. Dodgers want it back. He wants to be back. Everybody wants to be back. So I'm hoping it's just the deferrals, and hopefully they can iron that out.
Neither here or there, John, but it feels like the Red Sox want of Teoscar Hernandez has been overstated. They just traded their last 2 first-round picks to be able to make a big acquisition of Garrett Crochet. A lot of these analytic-driven front offices value those draft picks. They're not just a draft pick. They have a monetary value attached to them. So I don't see the Red Sox, with that qualifying offer attached to Teoscar Hernandez, just overpaying for Teoscar and also giving up that draft pick. The wild cards in this race, the longer it goes on, is the Blue Jays, because Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is very close to Teoscar Hernandez, but he's on a 1-year deal. Unless the Blue Jays get guaranteed that he's going to sign an extension, they're not going to just give into the wants. And the Reds obviously have desires as well.
Here's the deal. And listen, we hear tons of rumors out there. And one of the rumors I've heard, maybe the Blue Jays come late to maybe bring in a Teoscar Hernandez to keep Vladimir Guerrero happy, because we know there's another team in that division. It rhymes with Red Sox. Loves Vladimir Guerrero Jr. I think that's what they're waiting on next year, to go all in on Vladdy Jr. But Blue Jays can say, you know what, if I get Teoscar now,
Blue Jays had Teoscar. They traded him to Seattle.
He's going to be a Dodger. Pump the brakes.
Meanwhile, Oriole slugger Anthony Santander, he figures to get a much larger offer than Teoscar Hernandez. So if the Dodgers can't bring Teo back, Jerry, where do you think they pivot to and go for a corner outfield spot?
I tell you what, Santander would be a fun name to pronounce. Well, for you guys, that would definitely give me trouble. But make no mistake about it, that guy's got light tower power, so he should be in play for everybody. A switch hitter with 44 bombs last year.
Strikes out a lot.
Yeah, but he still hits the home run. You know, it's one thing if you hit 10 home runs, you strike a lot, but he hits 44 home runs. You can take the strikeouts when you hit that many bombs. So, listen, he's going to be asking for a lot. There's a lot of different guys that have an opportunity, but, and I said it before, whether it's Hayes, whether it's even bringing back Jay Hay, Teoscar Hernandez is the perfect guy. So let's not entertain other guys. Please
cross that bridge when we get there.
Yeah, please bring Teoscar back.
Hey, today Carlos Baerga was posting reports that the Yankees are interested in signing Santander. So they may have acquired Cody Bellinger and they may sign Santander. So where does that also leave a market for Teoscar Hernandez and this so-called bidding war?
Yankees are after Santander as well?
Yeah.
How dare they?
Yankees have a pretty good team.
I apologize. I apologize.
Jerry, I said finish strong here in 2024, okay?
I apologize.
All right, still more to come. There have been some massive trades going down around Major League Baseball. We'll discuss those deals and who could possibly be traded next. Plus, speaking of trades, the Dodgers hit it big at the deadline this past summer, adding Tommy Edman, Michael Kopech, and Jack Flaherty. Ideally, Andrew Friedman won't have to make more big trades next summer. There have been a bunch of big trades already going down this offseason. Lefty ace Garrett Crochet going from the White Sox to the Red Sox. The Cubs got 3-time All-Star Kyle Tucker from the Astros. The Yankees acquired one of the game's best closers, Devin Williams, from the Brewers. And then today, they get old friend Cody Bellinger from the Cubs. And 3-time Gold Glove second baseman Andres Jimenez goes from the Cleveland Guardians to the Toronto Blue Jays. As for that Devin Williams trade, Noah Cameras from Dodgers Nation tweeted this out. All-Star reliever Devin Williams said he was surprised he was traded to the Yankees. Williams said, quote, "I kind of thought I'd be going to L.A. That was what I was being told." And the Yankees snuck in there under the table and got the deal done. Williams, yes, thought he was headed here to the Dodgers. So we knew the Dodgers were in on Devin Williams, DB, but to hear that he was being told he was likely coming here to the Dodgers, does this feel like one that maybe got away?
I wouldn't go that far. There are a lot of other options out there, including Tanner Scott, and Jerry knows this. Where was he hearing that he was going to be a Dodger? From his agent? A lot of time agents don't have the full scope of what's being discussed between teams, and there's no secret the Dodgers had interest in Devin Williams, but the Dodgers have beat up on the Brewers quite a bit in the postseason since 2018. Maybe it was somebody above Matt Arnold, their GM, that said, "You're not trading Devin Williams to the Dodgers."
Yeah. I mean, listen, things happen. Trades are accepted, and at the last second, another team swoops in. I remember I was playing, I think I was with the Reds at the deadline, And the Phillies thought they'd landed my brother Scott. Hey, we got his uniform ready. He's been traded, but he got traded to another team. So this actually happens quite a bit because teams always are saying, and there are particular teams, allow us to make the final offer. So it's no surprise. I'm sure his agent said, listen, Dodgers have a great deal in place. My gut is saying you're going to be a Dodger. Then out of nowhere, the Yankees come in. I thought in 09 I was going to be a Twin. I heard it was a done deal. Then Yankees came in and swooped me at the last second. So it happens all the time.
Jerry, when you see that list of guys who've already traded teams this winter, are you surprised at how many big names have already been on the move?
I'm not surprised, especially now that we saw what Soto got and what Ohtani got last year. So the money is huge. So what teams could do now, they better get aggressive on the trade market. So teams are trying to better themselves. No surprise to me that the Yankees have gotten extremely aggressive trying to better their ball club because their fan base knows they offered Soto $760 million. So best believe they better be active. So I think Cody Bellinger is a great fit for the Yankees. Williams really is a great fit for anybody. So I'm glad that teams are being aggressive, and Tucker playing in Wrigley Field, that's a good get for the Cubs.
Yeah, and that was the big one, right? Kyle Tucker being traded because he is on the verge of free agency at the end of this upcoming season, and the Astros probably are going to lose Alex Bregman, so they may be reshuffling. And same with the Cubs. Obviously, they bring in Tucker. Now they got to move some pieces around. And the next outfielder to may be moved from Chicago is Seiya Suzuki, who wasn't too happy being moved from right field to DH. So there's just a lot of different things in transition with different teams, and it seems to be a perfect storm. I wouldn't read any more financially into all that.
And the Astros, it's interesting because they held on to Springer until free agency, Bregman until free agency, Correa until free agency, but Kyle Tucker, there's like, okay, we saw what Juan Soto was getting. There's no chance we're going to be able to keep him, and so they trade him and get what they can for him. But it sounds like, DB, the entire trade market, it's not going to be cooling off very soon because there are still some big names out there, and their names in the rumor mill. Who do you think could possibly be next that's traded?
Well, the one that looks the most obvious to me is that guy, Nolan Arenado. No Dodger fans right now. It's not to the Dodgers. From what I understand, the Astros and Cardinals have been very much in talks. Don't count out the Angels, because if he had a chance to come back home, he would say yes. And from my understanding, Artie Moreno is very fond of Nolan Arenado.
How can you not be?
That's true. I'm looking at Rhys Hoskins. He can flat out swing the bat. I think he gets dealt, but the first guy will be Luzardo, my book. I think he gets dealt. I know the Chicago Cubs are continuing to be aggressive. There's a lot of rumors that he will be heading there, so I think he gets moved out of those three the fastest.
All right, still ahead with the holiday season.
2024年のシーズンを振り返りながら、ドジャースがどれほど素晴らしいチームであるかを放送を通じて微笑ましいほど伝えられたと思います。新規カメのマイケル・コンフォルト選手は、すでにチームに一しなつしており、そのプロフェッショナリズムによって、ドジャースの未来に大きな期待を持つことができます。翔平・大谷選手やフレディ・フリーマン選手の雑質なプレーにありがとうと言いたいです。あれほどの力調されたチームをフィールドに迎え、最高の広がりを持つゲームプランを手にした2024年は、まさに美と堅実な個性が充実した年でした。今年のハイライトの一つは、やはり翔平・大谷選手のワークオフグランドスラムでした。そのフィナーレは、ファンに気持ちの大きな愚痴を残し、ドジャースのイメージをさらに上らせました。また、フレディ・フリーマン選手のクラッチな世界シリーズのグランドスラムは、チームの固い結束と自身の協調性を証明しました。2024年の成功は、個人の賞賛に止まらず、チーム全体の効果的な協働に支えられていました。これは、フィールドでの経験を課題としてもとに、その手でもたらされたことを意味します。これからは、シーズン終了式の広がりと目標にある2025年の新たな挑戦へのモメントを訴えるのです。さらに、このシーズンを通じて、多くの感動的な瞬間がありました。ドジャースのファンとして、一体感を共有し、選手たちが最高のパフォーマンスを発揮する姿を 目の当たりにすることは真の喜びです。大谷選手の40-40クラブ加入。歴史的な瞬間を作り出した彼のプレーは、私たちの記憶に永遠に刻まれることでしょう。その一方で、フリーマン選手の忍耐強さと献身的な努力は、チームの精神的な柱としての役割を果たしました。私たちは、ドジャースの選手たちが見せた努力とチームワークの成果に心から感謝しています。この成功は単なる運ではなく、日々の練習と試合における彼らの絶え間ない努力の結晶です。私たちは、これらの成果を次の世代に引き継ぐため、さらにコミュニティ全体で支援し続けたいと思います。最後に、あなたの評価と支援が、ドジャースが成功するための効果的な力になります。これからもずっと一緒にどのような方を伝えていきたいと思います。そしてこのチャンネルではさらに感動的なコンテンツを提供していくつもりです。また私たちは話題のプレーを分かち合いながらさらに良い挑戦と効果をもたらすことに重点を置いています。これからのコンテンツを予言し、そして、追体したい方は、必ずこのチャンネルをフォローして、投稿した有益な情報をゲットしましょう。また、ご意見や話題に対してのコメントも大歓迎です。私たちと一緒に、ドジャースの先に展開される情報を共有し、ついてきてください。さらに、スリルな情報は、このプラットフォームでの話題を定期的に更新する予定です。近い展望については、ドジャースの2025年の挑戦と効果を見ていきたいです。この話題を通して、私たちの挑戦が大きな労力につながり、いつの日かさらにすごい成果を与える日が近づいていると確信しています。ドジャースのファンコミュニティは、選手たちと共に歩むことで新たな目標を達成し続けています。過去の栄光を胸に抱きながら、未来の挑戦に向けて、一歩一歩進む姿勢は、他のどのスポーツチームにも負けない特別なものです。2025年には、さらなる興奮と感動を共有することを楽しみにしています。このチャンネルをご覧いただき、真に感謝しております。よろしければ、フォローやシェアをして、この大きなコミュニティをさらに成長させてください。さらに、いつでもご意見やご感想を大歓迎です。これからの挑戦に向けて、皆様と一緒に新たなストーリーを描くことを楽しみにしています。